Do you think you could swim the English Channel?
Yes.
Easy.
You will die. It'll take you like...
What if you had to fight a shark halfway through?
Swimming, you can swim anything.
It's like 25 miles or something.
But then you
22
like-
miles.
Just 25 miles.
You just do the dead man's float if you get tired. And then just keep going.
How long...
Bernie's slowly floating across the
How long would you
channel.
need from now to when you swim the
Is
channel?
it 25 miles?
It's like 20-something miles.
What's the farthest you think you've ever swum?
That's like some of a marathon.
Swummed.
Swummed.
Yes. My answer is unequivocally I could
How long
swim
do
the
you
No,
ocean.
you
If
couldn't.
I
You
said-
die.
How long would it take you to swim it? 21 miles.
Hour and a half?
Okay.
You couldn't run 21 miles in an hour and a
that
half.
easy.
Or you
Got that
born
easy.
half tugboat?
Can I use a boat?
No.
You just swim laps in the boat while it
Yeah,
goes.
you have to swim in the boat.
Put a bathtub in the boat. If he'd have bet me, I would have gotten a boat with a bathtub in it.
It's just you in a boat, in a pool, just doggy
Swimming.
paddling the entire way.
While the boat races
just
across
floating.
the
I think we
channel.
should make it a bet. There's rules as well. You have to like wear a half sleeve wetsuit and use goose fat to lube yourself up to get warm and that.
Is that a rule?
And I think you have to be fed from a stick.
Is it like a hamburger at
I've-
the end of a stick and
I've
you're like
seen
swimming?
pictures of it. It's pretty funny.
It's like when you said you're on the verge of dying and you see like a sandwich.
And they just keep going, man. I'm telling you, it's easy. Do I get to eat goose fat while I do it? Because I'll
You
eat
don't
it.
eat the goose fat.
Oh, you don't?
Don't eat.
Well, what's
It's
the
to
point?
lube you
Smear it all
up.
over yourself.
Why do you need to lube up? You're in the
Are they
water.
feeding him?
No, it's cold. It's insulation.
It's like going to SeaWorld.
It looks fun.
I wouldn't even take a rowboat across the channel. That alone, I would brag to my friends
You would have a
about.
motorized
I
boat?
rowboat across the fucking English Channel. It's like, well, then weren't you with a guy who swam? It's like, yeah, fuck that guy. I fucking rowboated the whole way. Why is one a human achievement and the other is just fucking stupid?
What about one of those
'Cause you're
pedal
aided.
swans?
I'm going to retract my statement. I will not swim the English Channel,
Oh, you could do it. Give you 3 years. You could do it.
but I'm doing the goose fat thing. That sounds fun. I'm just
Don't
gonna
eat a
slather
load of
myself.
goose
Okay.
fat.
Going back to hangovers.
Yeah, what about you guys?
Worst hangover was probably Thanksgiving, not this past year, but the year before. I was with my family, and just once I wanted to be that family member who's like way too drunk, and I went way overboard.
Do a lot of people aspire to be that
Yes.
family member?
I know some people.
Some
who do,
people,
but,
that's the only way they get through the holidays.
Oh,
yes,
true.
Yeah, and usually
Very
I would
true.
drink a little bit, but I'm like, no, I'm going all out. I'm doing it. Of course, I chose wine, which is a terrible
Ooh,
idea.
that's my emotional drink.
No,
Yeah, that's when I wanna cry.
That's my blackout drink.
That's
like,
when I want
Lindsay's
to
not gonna remember
sleep,
this.
usually.
So I don't remember any of it, but apparently I didn't get belligerent. I wasn't mean or anything like that, but I was just trying to have fun. But like I was totally out of control, not like speaking English. People were like, you can't talk. You need to sit down. My mom kept like wrestling wine bottles out of my hand in front of family members.
Was
she
it
would-
red or white?
Both. I mean, at that point, I was just like, whatever. I don't care. Cool. I got up. You know those hanging pots and pans that they have in kitchens?
Yeah.
So at one point I was standing next to it. My mom goes, okay, I think she's calmed down a little bit. And I go, Mom, watch this. And I went, bam! And I just like hit it as hard as I could. And she was like, holy shit. All right, Lindsay needs to go lie down. So
That's how you get yourself into rehab.
yeah, pretty
That's how it's
I
like
didn't
a
buy it.
forced
my family was like,
intervention.
well, all right.
Was Michael there too?
Yes, and he was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
my God.
he was trying to be nice and like, take care of me, make
Did
sure I
he
was
know
okay.
about that plan before going into it?
A little bit, yeah. He was
Okay.
like, well, you have fun. He's like, no, too much fun. Back it up. Back it up. Too much.
The pans. It was one step too far.
The pans were bad, and then after that, we had a fire pit outside. We were roasting marshmallows, and I had taken a small nap. I woke up and was like, okay, cool, like rally, I'm good. No, it was not good. So I'm standing by the fire. I'm kind of rocking like this, and I rocked too far, and I'm like, I'm going into the fire. So in my stupidity, in my drunkenness, I'm like, just tuck and roll, man. So luckily, I hit right next to the fire. I wasn't in it, but I started rolling on the ground next to it, and my aunt was like, oh, you.
That's a combo of duck and roll and stop, drop, and roll.
Exactly.
That's like perfect.
Woo!
No,
safe.
your instincts were correct there.
So
but
you didn't
yeah,
actually fall in the fire, but you
I was
still
right next to it.
started rolling
Yeah,
just
so I was
in
just
case.
rolling on the ground, just in
my
case. Yeah. So that was the worst hangover I'd had after I woke up from that. It was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
wine hangover is bad.
I did not go to UT.
Okay, hook 'em horns.
Campus is like a black hole to me. Amazon did maybe one of the dumbest things I think possible.
Okay.
There is a return center where you
Oh,
can
yeah.
drop stuff off
I'm
and
supposed
you
to go
don't
there.
get charged. It's at the UT campus.
Okay.
So I had a package I needed to return to Amazon. I was like, okay, I've never been there. I've never done this. I'm going to go return it to the UT drop off. I drive to it. It's like, oh, there's no parking.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't even really see where the building is. My GPS says it's right around here somewhere. So I start circling. There's nothing. There's nowhere to park. I'm not a student. I don't have a permit. So I end up parking out by the Bob Bullock Museum.
Oh wow, that's a
can find.
hell of a way away.
Yeah, but I was like, there's one of those stupid little scooters. I can take the scooter.
One of the death scooters.
Yeah, from here over there and figure it out.
Just imagine you scooting through campus.
I've never hated myself more in my life. I was riding this fucking lime scooter.
I can picture you holding a package.
I had a little jacket on, so I put the fucking package in my jacket and like zipped it up, so I look all stupid and bulky. And there's signs there where it's like, dismount your bicycle. I'm like, okay, I guess I probably shouldn't be riding the scooter either. So I'm paying to push this fucking scooter to this get off your bike zone, get to the other side of it. I'm like, okay, the signs are gone. I can get back on my scooter. Get on the scooter. I'm riding, and then immediately it goes from sidewalk to like little tiny bricks. And when you're on a scooter, it's like, like I'm going down the road. I'm like, this fucking building. I better see it soon. I get all the way up to Dean Keaton, and I'm like, I'm too far now. And I look, and it's like, I went like 3 times further than I needed to. I gotta go back down the brick road now because there's no sign or anything on this fucking thing. And find what I think is the building, and it says like, building closed for winter break.
Oh.
And I'm like, no. I looked again, like my email says, it says they're open today. It's like, oh no, this isn't the building. That's the building. The 2 buildings look identical. Walk over to that building. All the doors are locked. It's like, oh, right. Because it's winter break, I'm sure there's only like 1 door that's open. I circle the entire fucking building.
You're just trying all the doors?
I'm trying all the doors. The last fucking door I get to. So I got to the building and I went left. If I'd gone right, it would have been the first door I tried.
that the
I went
ninth
around
door?
the entire building. There's not even any signs outside. You walk in the door, and then there's like an Amazon logo. Like, finally.
But think of all the time you saved by doing that, Gus, and all the
So,
money you saved.
I go in and I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk to someone. I'm just going to drop this off. There's nobody in there.
No.
It's empty. Worst fucking experience. Why did Amazon put their return center in a place with no parking?
Well, they put it there because of UT. A billion
Fuck
people.
UT, dude. They can have their fucking one at UT if they want. I don't give a fuck about
You
that.
just want another one.
They need another one
Okay.
for normal people to get to. With what? A parking lot.
Hey!
A parking lot. A place where I can put my fucking car.
After the meeting was a company party, and so we were having our company party up here on like level whatever, and then right below us was the Napa like auto parts like trade show party where it was just like car parts and all sorts
It
of
was everyone
you
in
know.
like light blue button-up shirts and slacks.
Right. So Miles and my good friend Drew Saplin, who is a very talented director.
He directed
Director
the
War on Christmas.
No, he
Our
did.
War on Christmas special.
They went up there and they fit right in because they just look like just like dudes that would work in that industry.
You don't look like a guy who'd work at an auto parts place?
Is that like an insult?
I don't. Well, no, not to them. They just look like more mature humans. I feel like I stick out because they'd be like, "Who's this metrosexual guy?" And I'm like, "Hi, would you fuck me?" So like me, Eric, Alana, and Chris caught wind that this was going on, and we're like, "Well, we have to go and crash this party." So we went downstairs, and we all stuck out. We made it in. Miles was like, "You guys got to divide and conquer. You got to separate, or else they're gonna call you out." And then he like went off into the party, and they had like gambling and churros and Frito pies and all sorts of stuff. It was like stepping into Vegas. So we're like, "Wow, this is great." This guy comes up and he's immediately like, "Yep."
Oh.
And he had this big old smile, and he said, he had a Napa shirt and a Napa badge, and he said, "Hey, who you guys with?" And then I was like,
Napa.
"Social team." And he was like, "Oh yeah?" And I was like, "Yep." And he was like, "Who do you work for?"
Oh no!
And I go, "Napa." And Eric, what did he say? He's like,
he looked back at you and he went, "You're pretty slick. Get out."
he's like, yeah.
So only you got kicked out?
No, like the whole group. 'Cause they
Did you get the whole
immediately-
group kicked out?
Yeah.
Fucker.
Well, no, like Drew and Miles were still, they were like off getting wine and
Yeah, so they were
churros
okay.
and winning free televisions and shit. Yeah.
Oh my god,
They
what
want
the hell?
free
We had
If
no
I
free
were you,
televisions at our party.
I would have just looked across the party and pointed at Miles. Go, I work for him. That's Miles. Have you met Miles yet? Go say hi.
He works for Social also.
He's in charge of social. Blaine works for him.
But then on the way back up, we ran into another party and they had a photo booth and we are like, "Let's go get our photos taken." We like went over to the photo booth and we were like getting ready to pose and they're like, "Who are you with?" And we're like, "No, we're with you guys." And they're like,
"We're with you guys."
"You're with DSI?" And we're like, "Yep." And they're like, "Get out of here."
Saturday morning, I had just woken up. I was laying there and I heard like a thud. And I thought, shit, I think that was a bird just flew into one of my windows. So I take my dogs downstairs, walk outside in the yard, bird's not there. I'm like, I guess the bird hit the window and lived. And I looked around, I was like, there's no dead bird out here. dogs finish what they're doing, walk back upstairs, sit in my living room, and I look, and there's a small window like off to the side next to my TV, and I look at it, and there's a bird there at the window, like looking in. And I'm like, that bird is looking in my house, like very clearly looking. like I've never seen a bird on that ledge. I'm like, what the fuck's it doing? So I walk up and I look at it, and like we're really close to each other, and then it flies off. So I go back down and I sit down on my couch again. I look at that window. It's like, bird's gone. Oh, it's over there now. It's like it flew to another window, and it was like doing.
Did it have a little tiny clipboard?
Doing that same thing, looking in. I'm like, what the fuck is that bird doing? So again, I go up to the window, and this one's kind of high. It's like a little above my eye level, and I like perch up and look. It sees me. We make eye contact, and it flies off again. I'm like, what the fuck is up with this bird? And then like I go down and check my mail later, and
It's in the mailbox.
I open up the mailbox, and the bird is right next to the mailbox on the ground. And like I got right next to it. We make eye contact, and then it flies up again. I'm like, the bird, like, what's going on?
Is it a little robot drone?
Right.
Is the bird here now?
Is someone controlling this bird? I start thinking crazy things like, is that bird spying on me? And it's just some dumb generic pigeon. But I know that bird, and I swear I saw it this morning when I was leaving my house. Birds are real. They're invading your HomeKit. They took Google down. They're coming for you. Repent. They have 2 shovels.
I've never been more scared of you in my life than I ever.
And like I wanted to tweet about it, but I was like, this.
But they run Twitter, obviously.
God. This just sounds like insane rambling.
I bear their mark. There is a bird following me.
Don't.
He knows where I live.
That's why I have a cat to protect me from the birds. That's the natural order of things. All right.
Shit.
Well,
dude.
I got to go home and see if that bird is at my house or not.
You just walk in as making dinner.
It's gonna be sat in like a corner chair with a glass of wine under a lamp.
Hello, Gus.
I've been expecting you.
Exactly.
Once upon a time, in the shadow of a tall mountain lived 3 small boars. The first small boar, the eldest, was wise and firm, and didn't abide the foolhardy franchises of his younger brothers, who would roll in the mud.
Fancies.
Fancies of his younger brothers, who would roll in the mud of the hot springs near their home after dark.
Brothers, come inside. It's not safe after dark.
So we're doing accents. Cool.
Yeah, I'm doing an accent.
You worry too much. The night is young and the mud keeps us warm from the chill off the mountain.
Yes, brother. Can't we stay out a small longer?
The third small boar was meek and fragile.
Oops.
Get inside this instant. The forest of the mountain cloaks our fiercest enemies.
The 2 youngest boars trudged inside the stone home. The first boar kept his gaze on the forest beyond the water. Whatever evil lurked there called to him.
Brother, are you coming in?
Yes, of course. It's not safe out here.
The 3 small boars sat and ate at their modest table.
That's me eating.
Suddenly, above the plaintive piping of the stones, cut an angry and heart-stopping howl. The boars were frozen in their seats.
What kind of creature could make such a noise? He's got a breathing problem. It's very serious.
The forest knows.
The boars moved delicately to the tiny window of the house and looked out into the night. There, at the edge of the woods, glinting, the boar stared at the eyes of an immense wolf.
Brother, are we safe? Surely the creature would swallow us whole.
We're safe. The stones that make this house are from high on the mountain, and the door is made of the mightiest wood from deep in that dark forest. You'll never get in here, wolf. This is the safest place in the dale.
Be quiet, brother. Don't tempt the creatures of the woods.
The younger boars looked to their brother with shame on their faces and then turned back to the forest. The wolf was gone. Bam! A thunderous force struck the door, which shook the house. Dust rained from the hinges. Bam! Another brute strike reverberated through the floor, but the door didn't budge. A murderous growl rumbled from outside.
Don't fear, brothers. Our home is our salvation. Stand strong.
The banging stopped and the growl was snuffed out.
Is it over?
It's over. That wolf is no match for our stronghold.
The boars began to chortle and snort. The chorus of laughter was joined by a fourth diabolical harmony which tampered the levity. The wolf stood at the edge of the woods, cackling a blasphemous laugh. Suddenly, from behind the wolf, an earth-rending roar thrashed The wolf summoned a deep magic from the very heart of the mountain. The gusts pummeled the boars' house into oblivion. Brother, help!
Yes, brother, help us!
The first small boar couldn't answer. The boars were ripped from each other's arms and violently tossed to the air. One by one, their plump bodies were impaled on the jagged timber surrounding the house. The wind died as quickly as it began. The first small boar looked over at his mewling brothers and cried as the wolf began stripping the flesh from their bones. The end.
Did not see that ending coming.
So the third small boar lives, right? So what about Near Automata?
Near Automata. Look, before we go on with this video game story,
We might have to leave.
but I went to pee and Bernie was next to me in the other store, and he said, "I wonder what Hawaiian Aloha smells like." And I was like, "What's he on about?" And in front of me, I could see the air freshener says that on it. I'm like, "Huh." At the moment I read that, I can feel a fine mist of Hawaiian Aloha.
I was just in the stall like this.
Yeah,
while peeing.
and I was knob in hand, so I'm like, it's going in my eyes and my face, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I thought, well, I've got to retaliate. And this has been happening on me for about 5 seconds at this point. And I just go, let me get mine. And he goes, stop! It's going on me! It's going on my neck!
What a baby.
I'm covered in it now. My hand is wet. It's wet. It's not like a 1 second spray.
From my point of view, in the third stall, place smelled great. I mean, I'm not denying it doesn't smell good, but it's on my face and eyes. And then me returning fire for, 1/5 of the time you did it.
I can't not smell it. I'm surprised you guys can't. I feel like.
How did you feel like I wasn't going to do it back to you?
I don't know.
He thought
I don't think
you didn't have it.
I don't think he thought you didn't have it.
maybe that's right. You guys are right.
Okay.
So Near Automata.
I was trying to think of like the grossest thing that ever went in my mouth.
Probably a fart.
From the public. Do you remember when we were at Acon in Dallas?
The
and
grossest thing that ever went in my mouth.
we got on a really
in
crowded.
public is what he said.
We got a really crowded lift.
Yeah.
And this guy like smushed against me, and he had these like massive sweaty dreadlocks, and one of them went in my mouth.
I remember that.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, and Gus was just like, oh.
I saw it happen. Yeah,
And
they
then,
were like
once-
thick too. They were huge.
They were
dreads.
moist.
Yeah.
There's some stuff living in dreadlocks like that.
That was like 9 years ago. That was my first. I think that was my first time doing anything with Rooster Teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
Was your first event?
Getting dreadlocks in your mouth.
Oh.
The grossest thing.
That's my only memory of Dallas is that sweaty dreadlock mouth.
The grossest thing I can think of is when I was growing up, I had a bunk bed at one point in my room, and my oldest brother was on the top of the bunk eating Taco Bell, and he was chewing it. And a friend of mine was over, and he was talking, and he looked up, and a piece fell out of his mouth and into his mouth. A piece of taco fell in his mouth while he was talking. It was amazing. He fucking lost it.
That's so awful.
It was fucking gross. It's like food isn't bad enough. It's got to be Taco Bell.
Wait, was it chewed up Taco Bell, or was it just like a piece?
It was chewed up. It was a chewed up taco that fell out of his mouth.
It's like a dill pickle. How much dill is involved? Like none, right? It's just a pickle.
Yeah,
it's just a cucumber
I don't
with
taste shit.
some vinegar.
That's just his name.
Like,
But
is
it's
there
not
any undilled pickles?
But it's not a dilled pickle.
It's a dill pickle.
It's a dill pickle.
But I assume that means that they put dill in it.
No, it's just the. Isn't it just the kind of pickle?
No.
I thought it was like a cherry tomato. They don't take a tomato and put cherry all over it. Is
If you got a tomato with a cherry on
I
top.
typed dill tomato. Thanks, Gavin.
I don't think they ever dill a
You
load
think
of
it's a brand
pickles.
name?
No, I just thought it was a type of pickle or a type of cucumber.
But it's
that-
like if I take whatever the thing is and pickle it, it becomes a dill pickle. But if I shave it up, it becomes dill.
Is a dill.
Dill's like a
pickle.
little
No, it's just
herb.
a type of pickle.
herb.
Well, it's all cucumber, right?
Yes.
There's
But
no
dills
such-
aren't.
a pickle doesn't grow.
Pickled cucumber flavored with dill.
Yeah,
So you're exactly right. So it's not like a cherry tomato.
I've never tasted the dill. And if they took the dill out, the dill lobby's making a lot of money
that-
from that, dude. That's
Are
what
there
I'm saying.
other?
They're forcing you to put dill in dill
I'm just
pickles.
saying, you're making a big deal about this.
Nice. That was a solid pun.
That's good.
So what other types of pickle are there?
Kosher?
Yeah, I don't know. Kosher pickles? Sweet pickles are gross.
Sweet pickles are bread and butter?
What's
Gross.
Wrong, what's wrong with people that
Yeah.
they eat those?
Pickled onion is the best.
No, they're not. No.
Patrick says they're good.
I hate that. I hate sweet pickles and I hate those bread and butter pickles.
Sweet pickles.
So
gross.
do they dispense the dill
Go ahead. What, dispensing dill?
through like a dill hole? I mean,
Gus, you got any puns you want to do?
I can't deal with it.
Oh,
Wasn't that
you're
the same as
killing me.
Barbarous?
No, it was a variation on Barbarous. I'm not doing one. So
That's why I said I can't.
I do want to say we were talking earlier about
What's the dinosaur's favorite pickle?
What?
Dilophosaurus. What's that? I forget. Was it meant to be a pickle's favorite dinosaur? I don't know. Carry on.
What was he talking about?
It's a really great joke. It goes really well.
What were we talking about? Oh, Barber's messed up rectum.
I found a new thing that lets me know I'm dreaming. You know how like you were saying you can't read anything in a dream?
Right.
I can't take a selfie in a dream.
Why are you taking selfies in a dream, you arrogant prick?
I was just I met Kevin Hart in my dream. I was like, oh, Kevin Hart's cool. I'll try and take a selfie. And he was being really patient, but I was like, my phone, I just wouldn't work. And then at one point, I lost my phone, and I was like, hold on, he's gonna walk away. And I was trying really hard to be like, oh, I'm so sorry about this. But he was really patient, so I was like, all right. Usually in my dreams, it doesn't work, and then we just go our separate ways. But he was staying, so I was like, I'm determined to get this selfie. So I was looking at my phone, and then it wasn't a phone. I was like, this isn't. Oh, here's my phone. It's in my other hand. I was like, God damn it, doing all this stuff. And in the end, I just couldn't get it to work. Like, it wouldn't take. I pressed the button, it wouldn't take the thing. I was like, you know what, Kevin, I'm really sorry, but I'm dreaming. I can't take this selfie. And I let him know, and then I flew up in the air.
Every time I go on one of these buildings, we have a security system. And when I present my ID for the security system, and it gives me a red light or a green light, I know I still work here.
Yeah, I got a red light yesterday morning.
What happened?
I was going across the parking lot to the other building, and I swiped my card, and it was red. I was going in to get a cup of coffee. But it was really annoying because I had been in this building. I was right over here, and I saw Chris Damaris getting a cup of coffee. And I thought, that's really good. That's a great idea. I want to get a cup of coffee. This one's taken. I'm going to go get coffee across the parking lot. And it was like 30 degrees at this point. So I walk across the parking lot, can't get in. Like, motherfucker. So I'm stuck. Walk back across the parking lot, come in here to get coffee, and Chris is still standing there. I'm like, you asshole, this is your fault somehow. I had to go outside and be cold because you're getting coffee right now.
And did you get coffee
I
ever?
Get coffee.
I need to know that you got coffee.
It was the most wonderful coffee tasting water I've ever had.
Do you know what you're going as?
I don't want to go through the effort of finding a Halloween costume because invariably I'm not going to do anything. I'm probably going to be at home. But then at the last minute, if I find out like, oh, there's something I really want to go do, then it's like, oh fuck, well I don't have a costume.
Who cares?
Just use your.
Yeah, we don't use it until 2018.
Wear your Luigi costume again.
That's a prime example. I got invited to a party I wanted to at the last minute. I literally went to Target, and the only costume that was left in all of Target was like a child's Luigi costume.
Should have went with it.
It's perfect.
And I
you
did.
have it.
I had to cut like part of the crotch out so that my legs could fit in.
See that's a scenario of
That
you
sounds
hanging
like
out.
It worked out perfect.
What are you going to be, Michael?
I don't know. Probably nothing. And then that looks pretty good for child size.
Your dick's hanging out of there.
Yeah, my dick is rather prominent in that photo.
You're pretty tall, man. What child would fit into that? For your child that's 5'10"?
It was really stretched.
No, it's super short on him. That's supposed to be long sleeve.
That looks amazing.
What are you going to be, Gavin? Your dick costume's retired, isn't it?
The testicles fell off
The
last
costume
year.
or his penis?
I'm not sure what I'm going to be. There is a vagina costume, but it's...
Don't be obscene.
Wait, how's that more obscene than a penis?
No, that's obscene, Gavin. You don't have the right.
Yeah, I don't know if I
You should
could...
go as a nose. Do like a bodysuit, like a Green Man suit, but cut out your nose, so just the nose.
So
you should get all black and then just have the nose, and then at night you'll just look like a nose.
So I'm literally dressed up as my nose to scale.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, honestly.
Gavin, I'm sorry, your nose is stupid.
I'm my own
It's been a giant
nose.
dick the last 3 years.
What we should do
ridiculous.
would be really interesting is if we 3D scan your nose and then we print it on the 3D printer, and then you and I can dress up as his nose to scale.
What, like legs coming out of each nostril?
No, like just
How
the way
did you
described.
get that?
What do you mean?
Why would we do that to scale? I said
What?
to scale.
Oh, you mean like 1-to-1?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like massive.
Yeah. Then the legs come out of my nose, right? To scale?
The thing is, I don't have any memory of my death.
Oh, that's unfortunate. How unfortunate.
Do you have any insight onto how I died?
Clown, sex toy, closed casket.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Can you date in hell? Can I date?
I can date. You cannot date. I don't know if you've noticed, but we removed your dick.
I did notice that, actually.
How's that going, by the way?
Not great.
No?
No, I'm is there a process for getting it back, or it's kind of like earning your wings in heaven? But
Yeah, but you get your dick back. It's a whole process. You got to go bobbing for it. Weird thing about hell, there's a lot of mistranslations, like in the Bible. The river Styx, river dicks. That they totally fucked that up. I don't know if that was Dante.
it's just a river full of
dismembered penises that are just flopping, floating around. They're actually, it's like, if you ever watch salmon trying to swim upstream, it's very similar to that. The river's laced with Viagra, so they're just stiff as can be. We take you out there, we tie your hands behind your back, and then we just throw you in, and then you gotta go bobbing for that dick, and you gotta hope that you get yours, because whichever one you come out with in your mouth, that's the one you got. So go for a big one, was my recommendation.
All right, I'll try. As ironic as this sounds, I'm really looking forward to it.
No, that doesn't surprise me. No, not in the least.
Do you ever get sunburned?
I have gotten sunburned before, but it's not common.
I've gotten sunburned from a campfire. You ever done that?
How's that possible?
That seems more like
the sun's just a big fire.
That just seems more like a contact burn, man. Like you got too close.
Yeah, it's all radiation, right? That's what does it. So, yeah.
The sun's just like a big campfire that our planets are all gathered around.
Gus literally just blew my mind.
You ever get sun?
It's just a small sun in your camp, in your campground.
You ever get sunburned from a campfire? You mean burned?
Well, that's why they call it a sunburn. That's why they call it that, because you're getting burned by the radiation
But
of the sun.
Yeah, you're just getting a first-degree burn. I think he's right. You're just getting a first-degree burn from a fire.
Yeah, like you get it from the sun.
But not in this case if it's a campfire.
What's that?
You're just getting burned. It's just a burn.
But I'm not touching the thing that's burning me.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's 100% true.
We're saying that the fire is not a sun, though, so you can't get a sunburn from a campfire.
Yeah.
So why do you specify that it's a sunburn?
Because
You're
it
the one
came
who
from
did
the
it.
sun.
What qualifies as a sun, though? It's just a star that's nearby. That's
We
all a
named
sun
it.
is.
Right. You know what the sun is.
Just like we named fire and burn.
So I'm saying it's like a campfire's like a really small star that's really close. So if I want to, the sun's gone.
Can we get a poll?
That doesn't even add up to 100%. Oh, look at that. That's a nightmare. Well, fuck you. You go outside, nerds. You know? Maybe you're just stuck inside all day. Maybe you're getting burned from your fucking monitor, dorks.
Do they get sunburns from their monitor?
What's that?
Do they get sunburns from their monitors?
If they're watching a video of a campfire, maybe they do. Maybe they do, fuckers.
What part of you got the
like
sunburn?
physically,
Was
the
it your
next
dick?
day, I had a very light sunburn. I'm telling you,
What did you do outside that
got
day?
it from the campfire.
Why do you think you didn't get it during the day?
I'm gonna look this up. Let's see what Scientific American has to say about.
It's gonna say it's a burn.
We can end that poll. It's pretty much settled.
You get sunburns from the sun, but not from a candle. So the temperature of a fire would need to be somewhere between the two before you get appreciable UV and any sunburn risk.
Hotter than a candle, but not as hot as the sun.
Somewhere in between.
There's a bit of a scale there, Gus.
Everything's a spectrum.
Are you sure it just wasn't from earlier in the day when the sun was out and you just didn't notice
You know
it?
when you don't notice? Yeah, because then it hurts later. And then
Yeah,
you're like,
or the next day.
Yeah.
But he's just like, holy shit, I was close to that little mini
Exposure
sun
to
right there with all the
chronic-
logs. It's just a burn.
Yeah, but it's just okay.
So this story starts off, I was doing a poo and finishing up my business.
As you do.
And I hear a knock at the door. Again, it's like 2, 3 in the afternoon, and I think to myself, like, I'm not expecting any guests at this time on a weekday. I finish my biz. I hike up them britches. I run to get to the front door, and I open the door. There is a young man wearing an AT&T outfit with a clipboard.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, oh. Hello. And he says, hey, good afternoon, sir. Wow, what a nice apartment. What great weather we're having. I'm so happy to be alive. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop you right now. I already use AT&T. We don't need to change anything. So, are we good? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's great. Well, sorry to bother you, man. Have a great day. And that's when I realized, as he stuck out his hand to shake mine, I had not washed my hands.
No!
And so, like, time slowed down. And I instinctively, the right arm's going for it this is what we do in society.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, no, you can't do this. You have poopy hands. You cannot shake this young, innocent man's hand. And so then halfway through, I start to retract. I'm like, no, we can't do this. And so what this leads to is this kid just grabs my sausage fingers like a bouquet of roses and gives a weird tug. And then we kind of lock eyes.
Can
And we look at each other, acknowledging our faux pas. And he says, "Oh, my bad. Let's try that again." And goes in. Give me your hand, Chris. He goes in for like this deep, all-encompassing, like Hulkbuster fist. Like his hand just ate my hand.
He
and,
licks your hand.
Just like friction lit, like just, and he just gripped it and he shook it and looked me dead in the eye and said, "Have a nice day." And he left, and I closed the door and immediately was just like filled with remorse that this kid's got poopy hands and like I didn't know what to do. But then it dawned on me, that kid's going door to door, shaking every hand.
You're patient
of
zero.
every tenant
You're patient
in
zero
my
of the
apartment
zombie
complex.
apocalypse.
I done it. I gave my. Everyone's gonna get pink eye at my home.
I guarantee you, someone else in your apartment complex shook that guy's hand with poopy hands.
Thank you so much. That takes so much pressure off.
With cum hands, with cum mouth.
Oh yeah.
and everything.
Chris was living right down the hallway. He just finished masturbating. He thought Amazon Prime was here. I went back.
Call the kettle black
I
over
went
here.
back and I washed my hands, but it was like some fucking Shakespearean shit where I just couldn't get the blood off. So I'm already done.
Goodness.
Down here, I am a how you say a landlord.
A landlord?
That's right.
For what?
I have my own apartment building here.
Yes, yes. I believe it's called the Napoleon Complex.
That's right. My apartment is called the Napoleon Complex.
Yes.
It's a beautiful facility.
Yeah, it sounds great. Is it one story?
It's 666 stories high, and every room in my apartment building is number 666. It makes getting around very confusing, a baffling ordeal.
Yeah. Good luck finding the 6th floor, because like.
Jesus Christ! Oh, we don't say
No,
his name
no.
around here.
Watch your tongue.
Sorry.
So did you build it yourself? Like, how did you end up in this job?
Oh yes, I built it with my own very tiny hands, brick by brick. It got beautiful views. You can step out on your balcony and have your eyebrows singed off and your nose hairs curled by the sulfur smell from the volcano. It's beautiful. Can I wanted to take a moment. If I could plug something really quick, is that okay on your program?
Oh yes, absolutely, by all means.
Fantastic. There is going to be a new addition onto the Napoleon Complex. We are building a phase 2.
Oh.
It's going to be very, very exciting. In addition to the sex sounds that come from the walls, also everyone above you will be moving furniture at all hours of the day.
Wow.
That's right.
What a feature.
It's fantastic. There will also be a swimming pool filled with diapers.
Wow. The amenities at your place, man. I cannot believe it.
And, if you get your application in the next 500 years, maybe I'll see you there.
Fingers crossed. I mean, if you still had your fingers. We lost those the other day.
I miss those.
Who did you make feel bad for your injury?
My stomach.
Go on.
It's your fault.
It's my fault?
Yeah, you gave me that soup.
Oh, my fault.
That's not an injury.
What soup did you give
well,
him?
so Barbara was like, "Oh, does anyone want this soup?" And I was like, "Great, yeah, I do. It's soup." And then Mariel came by with 2 more soups. So then she was like, "Hey, do you want any more soup?" I was like, "Yeah."
Wait, I don't understand how something could be a quantity of a soup.
It's like one of those, like, it's La Madeleine's, which is down the street. It's a restaurant here.
Oh, okay.
And they have, like, little cup soups.
But you didn't say 2 more cups of soup. You just said she brought 2 more soups.
Well,
the quantifiable thing of a
She
soup.
gave me a cereal.
Yeah, and they were really good soups. The first one was great because of mushroom. The second 2 were potato, but the third one though, it started hurting.
Why were you hurting?
Well, it's a lot of soup. I mean, but I had already accepted them, and I was eating them. And then what?
How old are you?
31.
31. All right. So at the age of 31, you still don't know when to stop eating.
Listen, you can overeat at any age.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst thing until the last half of the third.
I still
soup,
like how you started the story saying it's my fault.
I like how he also tried to make this story. I injured myself.
I mean, he did.
I did. I felt really bad all
No,
day.
you made yourself sick. That's not an injury.
Yeah, it is. You made yourself. Your legs. Yeah, you did.
I injured myself by eating soup. Like the way you would injure yourself eating soup is by burning your mouth. That's the only way you injure yourself eating soup.
For like 10 minutes after he ate the soup, he moaned around the kitchen, blaming Barbara and Mariel for making him sick. For giving him, he just kept going, "I ate 3 soups. They shouldn't have given me those soups."
It's not that That is not a unit of food.
Oh, it is when
a
it's in a
soup is a
cup.
flavor of soup.
Then you go eat 3 soups.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
Man. No, actually, it's not your fault. You offered 1 soup.
Yeah, you're right.
And
It's
you
really
gave Chris
Mariel's
1
fault.
soup. It's Mariel who gave you 2 soups.
I smell an RT life. Chris eats soup.
Oh, God.
3 soups.
How many soups can Chris eat?
Yeah.
Someone else has to do the challenge.
I could eat 3 soups.
You did? Did you eat all 3?
I ate all 3 of them. And some chips.
Can we get some soups in here?
There's a protein in cockroaches. If mass produced, could be the superfood of the future.
Okay, how do you milk that? I don't know, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I was imagining that as John was explaining it, and I cannot tell you why, but in my head, as soon as like the tweezers came in to milk the cockroach, in my like mind play, the cockroach went and I don't know. I know why. I know why.
I just imagine it was like that guy at the end of Men in Black. And like cockroaches ascend a little bit more, and then sugar water.
Welcome to Earth.
Close.
That's not the right movie.
Close.
It's Will Smith.
That's
Will
true.
Smith well, yeah, Will Smith's, all of his movies do actually share a universe, so that does make sense.
John, can we tell him? You're actually describing the plot of a show that Carrie and I wanted to make called Smith Squad. That's a show where every character Will Smith has ever played comes together to form a crime-fighting squad.
Like League of Extreme Will Smith?
And they drive around and like you know the Smith Squad's coming because you're woo woo, but there's no siren. It's just them going woo woo.
You've got the soundtrack made by just using all of Will
You
Smith's.
have the freshest of princes.
You got Wild Wild West. You got 2 songs from Men in Black.
Yeah, and then Deadshot shows up and he's like, "What is this? Some sort of Smith Squad?" And then they all go, "Woo!" I'm taking the champagne back.
Copyright.
Copyright. Champ.
Oh, it's coming out. He's being milked as we speak. Fuck you, Cyril.
I'm putting the champagne back.
A literal spit take.
10 points. Good call.
China breeds super cockroach to eat away 50-ton a day waste problem.
I love stuff like that. This is it's like the old lady who swallowed the fly.
Yeah, there you go.
But this is gonna lead to super cock villains.
I was gonna say this is the
Super
start of
cock
a
villains?
villain story.
Super cock villains.
I think someone said it's the plot for Men in Black.
Yeah, it is.
But that's something we often do, is that in order to like solve some sort of problem where we have too much of something, or there's like something that's running rampant, we'll genetically alter something else or introduce another element that then fights that thing.
And then it just all gets fucked up because there's going to be a side effect we didn't think about.
Yeah.
And it's
Super
like,
cock
oh,
villains
right.
as a side effect.
How big is it?
I think they're normal. It's just like maybe they're hungrier.
They're just really jacked, like little Hercules.
Yeah.
And they eat trash?
Yeah, they just like eat trash. They have a plant that hosts 1 billion of those cockroaches to dispose of daily waste.
1 billion cockroaches are in this place.
So oh man, can you imagine like that many cockroaches?
Is that a
I'd
sound
have to wear
at that
so
point?
many
Do they make a
clothes.
sound?
Yeah, you would.
Gotta be.
Yeah, not enough clothes in the world to keep
No.
Barbara safe from that.
Could you walk through a giant room filled to the brim with cockroaches?
For what?
Absolutely not.
For $1 billion.
For $1 million.
$1
Could you
billion.
walk through
I'd do it for $1 million.
for $1 million?
Oh, yeah.
What's the lowest amount you would do it for? Would you do it for
10 grand.
I do it for $100,000.
100 grand?
Yeah.
Let's
Just a room
crowdfund
full-
this.
There's no escaping them.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
But once it's above your height,
And you have to be naked.
What? Chris,
I at
do you want
least-
to admit like any kind of weird
No,
medicine?
Could I at least cover my holes?
Yes. You're like you don't, but you can't be
Remember
like you
that-
can't clothe up and wear a suit that like protects
Oh.
you from everything.
Gotcha.
You know.
You get 3 corks.
Oh God, choose wisely.
Remember that time Barbara
1,
asked Chris
2.
if she could at least cover her holes? That was fun.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Cover your holes.
I mean, it would be really tortureful if we all had just like a movie night of the guys hanging out watching Baby Geniuses too. I'm just saying.
Are you like saying tonight? Because we're kind of got plans.
This tonight is rough. I
Yeah.
don't think we can do that.
We're both a little booked up.
Oh, are y'all throwing a party tonight?
No,
come on. Are
what?
you kidding? We would never throw a party with here in
Yeah.
this place without you inviting you. That's crazy.
We wouldn't invite like everybody else in hell and exclude you specifically. No.
Y'all are having a party. I'm not dumb.
Well,
I wouldn't go that far.
Are y'all having a party?
Oh my god. This must be like a new kind of torture, rooming with this guy. Yes, Chris, we're having a party tonight.
Can I come?
No.
Please.
No,
Absolutely not.
Oh, since he said please, sure. No.
I don't have to bring people. I'll stay out of the way.
No, Chris, no. You're gonna totally dampen the mood. You're gonna be sitting in the corner, creepy, staring at Helen Keller.
Is she invited? Is she going?
Well, of course she's invited. It's Helen Keller. We fucking love her.
Please.
Stop. Oh, yeah. Oh, he said please twice. Sure. No. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, we got. I can hear him outside. We got guests showing up, Chris. You're gonna have to go. All right, you're gonna have to scoot.
Yes, scram.
I don't have legs.
Oh, God. Okay. We're gonna have to do this like old bouncer style. All right, you take that arm and
Wait,
I'll take
all
this
right,
arm.
guys. Just one more second. Put me in the corner.
No, Chris.
Like a plant. No, absolutely not. We're grabbing.
One, two, three. God.
Oh, I thought he'd never leave.
No joke.
Leave the window open, please.
No, I'm closing blinds. Sorry.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Chris, give it a break, dude. Just go somewhere else. Wait, somebody's at the door. Hold on. Hey, what's up?
Hey, there's a weird thing outside, and he's just clawing at the windows. You guys want to do something about that? Is this where the party's at, or
Yeah,
what?
this is the party. Well, don't worry about that guy, Jeffrey.
I wish you just had to clean once.
I know.
And then it would just be done.
Just forever. I think that's why you need a smart house. Yeah.
Yes.
One that
This
just
is
like
like the
locks
movie.
it down and just like sprays everything
The
and then
movie.
it drains and then.
Do you remember they like just throw everything on the floor and the house just like
The Disney movie?
Wow,
Oh,
Disney
so
movie.
good.
Oh, so good.
What's it called?
Smart house.
It's actually called. I thought you were talking about a smart house with like cue bulbs.
I mean, I got
and
that
Amazon
already.
Alexa.
And now I
like
just need a house to clean it.
Yeah.
It answers you, buys things
I guess
for you.
maybe a Roomba could help with that.
I do have a Roomba.
Roombas are great.
But you have to first of all, this sounds so ridiculous, not a real problem. You have to set it for a time when it can go and you don't mind that it's going to be around, and you can't have any cords laying around because it'll eat them and it'll die, and they'll be like, please move Roomba. Please move Roomba. And I'm like, damn it.
Roombas
So
are like little
you kind of have
plants.
to, it's like little high maintenance a little bit,
Okay.
but you have to like prepare for Roomba.
Oh yeah. Okay. You got to prepare your house. This happened to me the first. I got
or
a
it'll get
Roomba.
caught somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine got caught in the bathroom and like ate up the rug kind of. It's like fluff everywhere. And I was like, what'd you do, Roomba?
And it's like, Mom.
I know. It's like, please charge Roomba. And I'm like, no shit, Roomba. You're in here for like, who knows how long.
The first time I ever got a Roomba, this was a couple years ago, I didn't realize I had to prepare my house for a Roomba to clean. And so I just like turned it on and I left to go grocery shopping. And I came home and like expecting to hear it still going because I was only gone for like 30, 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear it. And then I come around the corner and I have this chair that has these legs that kind of go up. And I guess it had went whoop right up. And it was just sitting on its side like beep.
Mommy, help me.
Beep, 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 beep. And I was like, you dumbass.
Right? And sometimes I like just run into stuff and I'm like, I thought you were getting smarter.
They don't.
Our first child, Roomba.
There you go. Well, hopefully we'll have smart homes someday.
One day.
You want to hear a fun story about how Sean lost his keys?
Let's guess this one. Did he flush them down the toilet?
Oh, he did, but it's impressive. So he's wearing these dress pants, and the toilets at our previous office before we moved down from Dallas were like, it was like a shotgun blast. Like you hit that thing and it was everything
Like an
gone
airplane
instantly.
toilet?
Yes, like
Which is
that.
great.
Yeah.
Every toilet should work that way.
Yeah, right. Because then you never have to wait and worry, and yeah, it's great.
Wait and worry.
Yeah, because if it. You haven't done the wait and worry where you're like, oh shit, it better flush. If not, I gotta go find a plunger, especially at work. Like, that's awkward.
You flush, wait, and worry.
Yeah. Well, if the water starts coming up, it's
The water comes up, you got a problem.
Yeah,
Right.
real problem.
So anyway, he
Especially if you're at
goes.
somebody else's house.
He flushes. So he stands up, flushes, and then goes to pull up his pants, and his keys fall out. And when I say keys, I'm not like, oh, one or two keys. His entire key ring
Oh my God.
falls right as it flushes, and then just gone. So I'm working at my desk, and he comes walking out with the most bewildered look on his face, and he's just standing there. And then he just looks at me. I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "I just flushed my keys down the toilet." And I'm like a key? He's like, "No, like the whole ring." And now I've got to call my wife to get the spare key.
Oh my God.
That's some serious flush power if I took a fucking key ring.
With his fob and everything.
Gone instantly. He's like,
Car key, house key,
everything.
building key, etc.
It was all gone.
Fuck.
Straight down.
That's actually not the craziest dropping key stories we've ever heard.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Back in the day, we worked with a guy named Skylock.
Yeah.
He had this story where, and he told it he was writer for Drunk Gamers, where he came home from the bar, I guess, and he had a little bit to drink, and he always saw it, and he knew it was going to cause a problem for him at some point, but he had a sewer grate right outside of his door.
Oh.
So he was sitting there trying to put his keys in the door, and he dropped it, and it fell into the sewer grate. But it's not like a full sewer. It was just like a drainage thing with the cover. So he could see the keys about that far below the grate. And so he reached down in there to get the keys and was able to touch the keys and then pull it out and tore off his pinky.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
I know. It was like,
I think it was only the last knuckle.
But it doesn't matter.
Pinky.
It was like he showed pictures of it. He's missing part of his finger, like half of his pinky, because
was it stuck down in the grate?
I don't know.
Like I thought
Sean flushed it.
I thought it was gonna go like a fun direction where you're like, and then when he did that, his cell phone fell out of his pocket and into the grate. But there's like, no, lost a finger.
His finger fell off.
Yeah.
God.
He lost his fucking pinky in that.
How hard?
But he got his keys.
That's true.
He did get his keys. And then you drove promptly to the emergency room.
On August 30th, 2022, we get to smother you with goose fat.
Yes.
Okay.
That I'm on board with.
I'd like to sign up to participate in this challenge.
So then I go to parties and go, only two kinds of people get smothered in goose fat, me and also everyone else who swam the English Channel. I'll be in the same category without doing all the fucking work.
Can we make it a thing to all return here on that date for the goose
feed
fat
me on a
challenge?
stick.
For the goose fat challenge.
Eric, set a reminder.
Wait.
I want food on a stick, Eric.
Food on a stick. After we lube
Someone
you up
get one
with
of those
goose
tamales
fat.
on a stick and feed it to him.
What are you gonna wear underneath all the goose fat? Are you gonna wear the little?
What do you mean?
rubber
Just
suit?
me, baby. Just me and goose fat. Wear that dancer's belt.
I thought you hate being covered in slime and goo, like from MDB all the time.
But I like being an athlete, so I gotta make compromises somehow.
It's just you stand there being covered in goose fat, and while we're doing it, you say, "I'm an athlete."
That's right.
I'm an athlete.
How do you get that much goose fat? Like, how many geese worth is going to be on your body?
How many geese does it take to cover you?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe one goose would cover you.
How much
fat
comes from a goose?
Why not?
No, how much usable fat?
Like square footage.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you might eat some. It'll be. Well, I mean, like when you use a goose, you get all the fat.
When
like,
you
after
use the goose,
well, they don't just make. Do they just kill a goose for
I just
fat
like
and throw
that
the meat away?
I just like that you phrased it as in using a goose. Oh, have you used a goose today?
Well, what do you use chicken for?
you don't
eat
say use. That's not the verb.
Some of it is used for food.
Yeah, but you don't use the whole fucking bird.
I don't buy extra goose fat. We'll figure out a use for it. Just bring enough to lube me up.
If it's a 50-pound goose, you get 6.25 pounds. There you go.
That's probably enough for a body.
That's probably enough.
Just look, get a goose
just
today.
gotta cover him a layer.
Start fattening that bitch up.
I wouldn't know where to start. Like, could I get a goose by the end of the day? Probably not.
Wait, there's
buy
actually
a goose.
So if you want a live
there's,
goose, just go to the butcher, show up early,
There's some geese right over in the park over here.
and go cut it out.
There's some geese in the park over here.
They're public geese.
That's a weird looking animal. As long as it's got a lot of fat, that's all we care about. We don't have to give a big fat goose.
That's what I do all the time to everyone.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that was
My high fives aren't that bad. What is wrong? I'm a monster. I'm a monster. Barbara always no.
Wait, hold on.
No.
Miles,
Give
hold
me,
on. I have
give me.
rings. I have
All
rings.
right, cool, fine. What's wrong, Mariel?
No.
Mariel.
I'm smart.
I need to know. 2 out of 3 ladies say that Miles' high fives are 2. You left glitter on my hand. One of you bitches left glitter on my hand.
That was me.
I knew it was you. Come on.
Mariel, do it.
Mariel.
Tell me better.
Mariel, can you give me some eyes?
No, my mom said if you see 2 people jump off a bridge, are you gonna do it? No, Mama.
Don't leave me hanging, Mariel. Don't leave me hanging, Mariel.
No, Mama.
Don't leave me hanging, Mariel.
I'm good.
Don't leave me hanging, Mariel.
Mama said no. No. Did it hurt?
No, not at all.
It sounded like a fucking spaceship leaving the station.
Can someone from the set come and high five me, please?
Texas.
I need to know.
Anyone.
Texas. Oh, Texas. Texas can I high five? Can we do a high five?
I'm forcing.
So we're out, we're drinking. Texas, dude, what up? Great, right? Thank you. Thank you. Also,
Where are
delicious.
the women? Bullshit.
Wonderful. I mean,
My palm is red.
yo, down low.
You guys have rougher hands.
Thank you.
Oh
my God.
It's still burning. It's
You could hear it. It was like a thunderclap. It was like a thunderclap.
That's a good high five. What do your high fives sound like?
No,
What is that?
like Barb, high five.
That high five made me want to kill myself. That was a shitty high five. It was a terrible high five. If I saw you guys do that, I'd turn to my friends and go, they're not having a very good night.
They're not. They're not.
They're not having fun tonight.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Also, you missed out on a great high five.
Yeah,
You only have yourself to blame.
I was in the same situation and I honked at someone and they flipped me off.
Yeah,
Like, you have had so many chances to go.
That is my pet peeve. When someone fucks up in front of you, you honk at them and they flip you off. It's like, you're the asshole in this situation. I'm
But
not.
they don't know that, so they think you're the asshole. It's just, and no one learns from the situation.
There's no rear honk. That's why. Gavin, if Gavin invented cars, he would make a rear honk. I would make a honk, 2 honks. Like, hey honk and fucker honk. Like, beep and
You could. I think the double honk is,
Yeah.
is for the.
Did you do the double honk?
No, I laid into it because they were taking
Well, that's
fucking
why you got flipped off.
Well, they should have gone. They had so many chances to go. It wasn't a, hey, go. It's fucker, move.
I met Dan and Gav for lunch just recently, and there's like a little restaurant that's been in Austin forever, the Hyde Park Bar and Grill.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a little bit of parking in the front of the place, and then there's this narrow like alleyway street that goes around the side of it to the back where there's even more narrow parking.
There's dumpster parking.
Yeah,
which is
you park
great.
by the dumpster. But somebody had just parked their car in that narrow alleyway, and the door was open, and it was clear they were up in there doing something. And so I pulled up. Dan and Gav are waiting in front of the restaurant, and I'm just waiting there behind this car because I assume the person's about to come back. And Gav just goes, "So what do? You just sit here? You're gonna like." You're not gonna honk for this person? As soon as he said that, I just held my horn and stared at Gavin.
He held it down so long that I had time to be like, and I like turned around and walked away, and you were just like, and the person comes out like, all right.
And then Gav was upset with me. He called me out. I didn't hesitate for a second. As soon as Gav called me out, I just laid
great.
and held onto it.
I enjoyed it.
I will do that in traffic too. If I'm going and I see something happening on the other side of the street, I honk, even though I'm not involved with it, because I know they can't tell where the honk comes from. The other thing I do when there's a bunch of people around and nobody's going, I will just put my hand down below the windshield, like the bottom of the horn, hold it and honk, and then I go like this. I look around like, who's doing this?
like a stealth honk.
I don't know if you guys actually hate each other as much as Gus and I don't like each other, but
can you tell us that origin story?
Okay, exactly.
Okay.
We were playing. We had our break room at the tech company. We had a Sega Dreamcast.
At the what company?
Tech company. It was a call center. We did tech support. And
did you answer phones?
We did. Well, I did. He wasn't my direct manager. You were my manager's manager.
Your boss's boss.
Do you even know what my job was?
You were, I don't know, you sat in an office and yelled at people when they took your chair.
I was the president of the company. I don't know why he didn't know. I don't know why he worked at this company. He didn't know I was the president of the company.
It was really crushing to always have to answer the phone. So the call center decided to buy a Sega Dreamcast for the break room. I think, what game was it? It was Dead or Alive?
It was Dead or Alive 2. How dare you?
And
click Dead or Alive and it's over.
But we sat down to play, and Bernie beat me the first round. And I guess he grew up playing video games, so he felt bad about it. And he
I would clarify and say handily beat him. It was very easy.
Okay, he told me that he was very good at video games, which infuriated me. He didn't know me, and that's the exact wrong thing to say to me in that situation.
I was trying to be self-effacing. Like that was a bad thing.
But you had just beat him. So.
Yeah, and I said, so I play a lot of video games, so that's my excuse of why I won. And he just goes, like dark, the 1,000-yard stare. Then he gets this flawless victory on me in the next round, and he just goes like this. I'm also good at video games.
Wow.
So that was the moment I met Gus, and we both remember that very well for some reason.
21 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 21 years ago now.
Oh, and then a guy we fired from the call center, he came back and stole the Dreamcast.
Have you ever felt yourself fall asleep? To the point where like you are aware that you just fell asleep and then you wake back up and you could, I felt this weird like rush of excitement over my body of like, I experienced falling asleep.
Slept, yeah.
I did it.
I love whenever you sleep really hard for a really long time and then you wake up and it's been like a lot of time has passed and it just feels really good. Like I got that out.
Like I did 12 hours. I'm feeling great.
Yeah. I don't know what that's called, but
There should be a term.
It's the best when it happens on planes.
Yes,
That is the ultimate.
Planes are terrifying for me though because I snore like an absolute banshee and I sleep like the dead. So like there have been times when I'm sure I've been on a plane and the thing is like when you're in bed, like if you lay on your side you can kind of like cancel it out.
Yeah.
But
planes,
on a plane it's like the whole problem is that my jaw opens and then it like blocks my windpipe. So I'm picturing just somebody sitting next to me trying to be like, do that.
Shut up.
You know, just like horrid. Yeah.
I have a problem where if I nap during the day or sleep on a plane, it hasn't happened when I sleep at night, but only during the day or on a plane. I drool a lot. My eyes also don't close all the way when I sleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it kind of looks like this when I sleep.
Wow.
Oh, that's
wow.
And also, like,
hot.
my mouth is open. So one time I fell asleep, I was in the aisle, and I was like on that little headrest thing that comes out on a plane.
Yeah.
And I was drooling, but my hair was here. And I woke up and like all of this was just wet. And there was like people right like, on the other side of the aisle, and I'm just like, I had to like take like my sweater and like wring.
Oh, gross! You had to wring it. Yeah.
I'm really happy that I have a boyfriend.
Did I tell you the story about how my condo flooded?
No.
Yeah. So
you're like on the billionth floor.
I'm on the billionth floor. Yeah. I was gone for like a week or 2 weeks traveling, and when I'm not there, Millie's not there, right? So the place sits empty.
Oh.
I got home. I picked up Millie. We came to the place. Had a Friday there. It was totally fine. Saturday evening, Millie comes in and she goes, "Hey, I spilled some water or something in my closet, and it's a little bit more than I can clean up. I don't know what to do." And I was like, "Okay, let me take a look at it."
Spilled water in a closet.
I walk into her closet. She like,
I got like
just
8
like
questions.
it's just like a walk-in closet.
Okay.
And she likes to sit in there and like watch shit on her phone. or
It's her
whatever.
space.
Yeah, it's her space, right? It gets her
Yeah.
further away from me.
I was gonna say.
I get it. But I get in there and there's standing water in the entire closet.
What?
Like
how much?
Standing up my shoe.
Jesus.
Like I thought it was gonna crest my
Wow.
fucking toes. And
What
I
was she
go,
drinking out of a
I know. I go,
55-gallon
Melissa,
drum?
what did you spill? And she goes, I don't remember spilling anything, but I don't know what it is. And I go, this is a leak. This isn't. This is not a spill.
Yeah.
You didn't do this. She's like, oh, thank God. I thought I was screwed. I thought I was in so much trouble. Oh, and I go, yeah, I don't know how a human being could spill this much water without a hose. And so I start looking, and I find it's like seeping in from like a point in the wall. Well, when did you find out? When did you notice this? Because we've been home for a while. And she goes, well, I noticed it yesterday when we got home. And I go, like 24 hours ago yesterday? She goes, yeah. And I go, and you told me now? And she was like, I was just building up courage. I thought I screwed up and I didn't want to get in more trouble. And I'm like, you just did 24 hours more damage to this place.
Yeah.
So my condo, they have a thing where you submit a work order and you can mark it as like normal or like, holy shit, I just flooded an apartment. This is a Saturday. I say, I'm going to use the appropriate measures. So I submit the ticket. I mark it as, holy shit, this is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
A couple hours go by. Still haven't heard anything. So I submit another ticket. Have a Saturday night, eat dinner, go to bed, whatever. Get up Sunday, and I'm like, man, I still haven't heard from these motherfuckers. So I go downstairs to the front desk, and I go, hey, I'm submitting these work tickets, and nobody's responding to me. And they go, oh, we don't check those on the weekend.
Oh my
What?
God.
I go, why do you have an emergency?
Yeah.
Why does it say? Why do you A, tell me to use it, and B, tell me if it's an emergency, click this. If you're not even going to look at it till Monday. And she goes, yeah, well, that's a good point.
I felt really bad for a second the other day.
Really?
I was laughing at a kid who was crying at Home Depot.
Why was he crying?
So, I ran into this kid a few times
Physically?
while I was there.
Maybe that's why I was crying.
He was, him and his brother were just being like little fucking dicks. You know that there's those stairs that the Home Depot employees use to, like, they move them around. They got the signs all over it. It's like employees only. They were climbing up the stairs and then seeing who could jump off the tallest step.
Those are great kids.
Those guys sound awesome. They're making their own fun.
I'm trying to like walk by them and they're getting in my way and like stopping and just staring at me and not moving. I'm like,
because they know they're in trouble. They think you're an employee.
Get the
You're an
fuck out of
adult.
my way. I don't care. Anyway, I was like, I was fed up with these kids. I kept running into them. They kept being little dicks. I go to check out and I can hear one of them kind of yelling. I'm like, thank God, I'm checking out. I'm going to be done. I don't have to run into him. I go to leave. And as I'm leaving, one of the kids like kind of pushes by me, like tears streaming down his face. And he's looking around yelling, Dad. And I was like, serves you right, little dick.
Oh, really?
He's like crying.
Kids how old was he?
He's probably like 10.
You should have been like, oh, you looking for your dad? I saw him leave like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, the guy about this big, like bald. Yeah. No, he's gone.
You should have just
He said you're mine now.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in the back of the truck.
Should have shown him your receipt from Home Depot real quick. Say, oh, your dad sold you to me.
You're my child now.
Get in the car.
Has anybody ever farted on this podcast before?
Yeah.
Ever? All right.
You
I have to fart
you all
really
are
bad.
Fucking filthy, by the way.
Filthy?
Don't say all. Don't say all.
You were included.
He farted.
Here. How?
You farted earlier.
Yeah.
We were playing dodgeball.
No, we didn't. That
you
was
all-
Adam.
Oh, it was Adam.
You all did that Dude Soup Live.
You're talking
in
about
Seattle.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
And before the event, I went with these guys in their green room.
Like our manager.
That's a blue room. It's called the blue room.
You're like our manager.
I was
We
like, you guys
totally
are great.
forgot to talk on the
Everyone's
podcast
so
about
happy
the
about
Let's
you
Play Live.
guys. They're all here to see you. They're so excited.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I've had to fart for like 2 hours.
It was half an hour of that. It was
Oh.
we were in one side of the room, someone would fart.
Yeah.
We'd go to the other side of the room, someone else would fart. You go to the middle, someone would fart. You go back to the first section. It only smells a little bit like fart. Someone would fart. You go here's like just musical chairs with fucking farts.
But here's the thing. That in our defense, that room stunk before we walked in there. It didn't smell good.
Hold on, I got a question for you.
Your offices in LA are surprisingly not stinky.
Oh, that's good.
High ceilings.
What's that? It's
Yeah.
high
High
ceilings.
ceilings, yeah.
You climb a ladder, you got big problems on your hands.
We all get the air conditioner pumping. So I have a question for you guys. How often do you fart?
Not as often as you.
Well, no, nobody farts as often as I do.
I don't
but
know. I
mean, like you expel gas just like every
I
other
don't think
human.
Cali. I'll carry one of those clickers with me tomorrow, and I'll let you know. what
Let
the
me know.
number
Can
is.
you get a Fitbit?
It'll
That
tell you
counts
how
your
many-
farts.
Fart-
Yeah.
fart
Fart bark.
Get a device that measures how much methane you expel into the atmosphere. Yeah.
You should go to a doctor.
No, the worst thing ever, and I just mentioned to you, is when you accidentally spit when you're saying something
All
or
the
like
time. I
making
do
a
it
joke.
constantly.
I felt so embarrassed. I was in the flex space here in the studio, and we were getting makeup done for like a merch shoot. And there was like a couple of interns there that I was talking to, and I was like making jokes with them and blah 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 blah. And I like laughed, and like literally just like
Oh.
this biggest glob of spit just like came out of my mouth. And I like you can't do anything except going. I just spat all over myself. Like
That happens to me a lot. I feel like my mouth produces too much drool.
but like, how do you handle that? How do you
I just look at it and it's like, oh, I drooled. Remember I told that story where it happened to me on a plane. Like I went to talk to the flight attendant and like a mouthful of spit just fell out on my shirt. I was like, I just spit all over myself.
I feel like all you want to do is walk away, but that'd be so weird.
Yeah.
As if you were laughing and you just gozzed all over your mouth and then just turned around.
Because they were literally talking to me, and I went, and it was.
Let me ask you a question: for any of you, is farting an accidental activity, or is it always
Not anymore.
Is it always deliberate? Like
it can happen by accident sometimes.
Really?
Usually deliberate, but sometimes it'll,
I'm always worried about doing that in the gym.
What
by
catches
accident.
me by surprise is sometimes I'll think it's going to be silent and I can get away with it, and then it's not.
Oh, that's different. I'm talking if you're just sitting there in conversation and all of a sudden you just fart and you go, "Oh, sorry, farted."
No.
Like you didn't mean to.
Burps will happen to me like that sometimes, but
Really?
I don't think farts ever will.
Really? Yeah, it's like an accidental thing. So I
Depends where you are, though, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, like for example, in Achievement Hunter, if anyone in the room needs to fart, they'll just come over and
code
do it
to
on
you.
me.
But that's deliberate.
It's deliberate, yeah.
But I'm saying they would never like just be walking through the room and fart and go, "Oh, I could have used that one on Gavin."
Because sometimes
I feel like, yeah, that's probably something I heard in that office.
This is actually in the 3rd grade, so I don't know if you would count it love, but there was a boy I had a huge crush on. It was like the entire year I had been obsessing over him, the way you do in 3rd grade when you're a child. And I heard through the grapevine that he had a crush on this other girl whose name shall not be named. Because who knows, it might get back to her.
Marissa.
Let's call her Marissa. And I was so jealous, and I'm just like, how could he like Marissa? Like, she's one of those like bitchy popular kids. Like, who cares? She has like no personality. I'm way more cool. I like video games and like all this stuff. He
I'm
would date me.
8.
I'm 8 and I'm cool as fuck.
And I did this thing where I found out where his locker was, and I wrote a note pretending to be Marissa to say like, hey, just so you know, I don't like you, and I don't have a crush on you. But
OG catfish.
But LOL, I hear Barbara thinks you're cool, so you should talk to her.
Oh my god.
And I slipped it into his locker. And I don't know if he like ever got it or did anything about it, because then like all of a sudden they just like stopped hanging out, but he didn't talk to anyone else.
He didn't talk to you.
He didn't talk to me. So my plan did not work. But I think they still
You
say
were
it.
in 3rd grade and you got like did some like
Hey, I'm Marissa and I don't like you, so.
That's catfishing
Barbara
before
does.
catfishing
Yes.
was able to happen.
You
No,
invented
I was
it.
terrible.
That's amazing.
I'm a sneaky little one. But I don't think they actually liked each other. I think they were just friends.
They're like married now.
They might be. I haven't kept up with either of them.
Marissa, let us know.
Marissa.
Reach out, always open at roosterteeth.com.
Named my first kid Barbara. It's like
The one who brought us together.
Yeah.
No.
So I had a dream. I was in a hotel the other night. This was in real life, and then I had a dream where I really needed a poo. And for some reason, I was like in the airport in the dream, and I was like, "Oh, there's the bathroom." And then you came up alongside me.
Me?
Yeah, you were walking alongside me, and you were like, "I really need a shit." And I was like, oh, but Gus, I really need a shit. Can I go first? And then you just sped up. So I was like, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna sprint because I really need to go. So I just started sprinting, and then you like went into this abnormally fast, like above human level speed. You were just like, and I was like, no. And then I woke up needing a shit, and I was like, you're not here, Gus.
And then you turned on the lights of the bathroom, and I was sitting there. Speaking of all this wild animal stuff, I have a grill in my backyard. And, like most grills, it's got this little fucking cup at the bottom of it.
Ah, the grill cup.
Right. Whenever you grill something, like all the grease and everything just like slides in and collects.
drippage.
I've been bad, and I hadn't cleaned that cup out in a while. It gets kind of gross. It's a little sludgy. I thought I'll get to it eventually. The other day I woke up, went outside, and it was just like flipped over and spilled everywhere. I was like, what the fuck happened here? Motherfucking raccoons. These two little human-having, furry, disease-laden creatures crawled up under there and grabbed it and threw it on the ground and fucking went to town.
How do you know that?
Security cameras.
Oh.
These two little fat fucks have been coming around. They've been digging up my yard. It looks like I've been plowing my yard because they fucking dig the entire thing up. Now they're taking my cup of grease. They fucking threw it all over my patio. I'm out there with a fucking hose and a goddamn glove and a sponge trying to clean up dirty ass grease because of these two stupid little animals.
You know, it's probably because they're done eating my hammock and they need something else to do.
You didn't read the raccoon clause in your contract?
They don't sound stupid. They sound quite intelligent.
They're actually quite intelligent.
Yeah.
They work together.
Do you think that they do that and then like go to a vantage spot and watch you clean it and just like enjoy themselves?
I'm going to think that they do that now. Yes.
The old crotchety one fell for a floy again.
Do you think it's a coordinated effort with that bird that was following you too? Like it's the lookout?
Fuck.
Wait, wasn't there a squirrel?
There was chucking shit as well.
I was like,
I'm like the
throwing
reverse Snow White. I hate raccoons.
That was my
Why don't you
joke.
come up with a fresh one right now? We'll give you like 20 seconds.
That was
the sorcerer's bone.
Okay.
When I was a
Harry Potter.
when I was a kid, you would get the TV guide printed in the newspaper, and it was always one of my favorite things was to open it up and read like the names of the films on the adult channels because it was always like really funny, like really punny names. But I feel like that's all gone. You don't get that anymore.
I know.
Now it's just like whatever, a porn parody.
If I ever stop working at Rooster Teeth, I know what my next profession is going to be. It's going to
Porn?
be reviving those Nope, just titling porn.
Oh.
Online entertainment to online entertainment.
But why is that? Do people like I guess just not have people are horny? They don't want to hear puns.
I don't
like,
know. I mean, what is any title of any porn anymore? Because all I know are like internet videos where it's like hot brunette gets railed.
I mean, like did you have porn on VHS? I feel like most people skip around in their porn.
If you rent like a VHS porn tape and it's like somewhere in the middle, are you like, oh, someone just finished right here and then they stop?
Yeah.
No,
it wasn't real.
No, you get charged like $3 if you don't return the videotape rewind.
Oh, really?
You got to look at all the tapes and whichever one is the least through the tape. You're like, this one must be really good because people are finishing like way early.
I meant to open a private tab and I didn't. God damn it. I looked up new release porn movies.
Nice.
You didn't incognito that?
I meant to.
Oh, man.
What is the newest porn right now?
Hot brunette gets railed.
I'll read the first one. I don't know if this is the newest one. It's the first one on here. Anal addicted schoolgirls.
All right, now's when you
Addicted.
All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys next time.
Have you ever shat yourself in your sleep?
Oh yeah, I did once because I had food poisoning.
Oh, that was another thing I sort of did.
You shat yourself in your sleep?
No, like, this hasn't happened since I was like a kid, but I did like what I thought was like a fart, and I was like, whoop. I had to clean it up. Just a little bit, like just a little.
Was it at work?
No.
It was.
It at
It
work?
was.
No.
Did you Shawshank it out of your pants?
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was. No, it was just like a little. It was like, oh, that's a little.
So you're saying you just shat your cheeks, not your pants?
Yeah. It was like because it was like the smallest amount, but I was like, oof. On the subject of going to the bathroom though. After Jordan's wedding,
Gus did a great job officiating.
Gus did a great job.
Very funny.
I got drunk, but not like super drunk. Just like a normal, like into the wedding kind of.
A normal open bar wedding situation. Okay.
I go home, go to sleep, normal. I wake up and the someone, the guest, my guest to the wedding.
This is a great story, Chris. You're doing awesome.
My guest was like, I can't believe you pissed on the floor last night.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what are you that's how I reacted. I said, what? She was like, you woke up in the middle of the night. I woke up because you were pissing on the floor.
And they didn't stop you?
And I was like, no, I didn't. And she was like, yeah, you were pissing on the floor. And then I asked why you were pissing on the floor, and you looked at me confused, and then finished in the toilet. And I was like, that did not happen. And then I checked the floor, and it was wet. So I think I did piss the floor.
You think? Did you wait? So then did you clean it?
Yeah, I cleaned it.
Did it smell like piss?
I smelled it. It didn't smell. Yeah, I mean, it must have been pee.
How is this so uncertain?
I mean, I don't remember it. So what I did,
got up and just pissed on nothing.
So I got up from the bed and walked to the bathroom door, but I didn't open the door. I just pissed on the carpet next to the door.
Oh no, I thought it was hardwood.
Oh, come on.
Oh, fuck.
Grandmas are like alpacas.
If you think about
They're like
it.
the human version of alpacas.
So the
Alpaca was his guide, though?
Yeah, it was his seeing eye alpaca. I mean, I just generally want an alpaca.
I used to have one.
Excuse me?
Hershey. He gave kisses.
Why did you have an alpaca?
That's some Napoleon Dynamite shit right there, son.
So, I don't know if you know about this. And this is a PSA. Don't feed alpacas cow feed. It kills them. So that's how we got an alpaca. Was somebody else fed a mama alpaca cow feed and killed it, and then it didn't have any parents, so we adopted it. I forced him to sit down and watch The Emperor's New Groove. He was not a fan.
Are you full of shit?
No, I'm not. Because he was tiny. He was like this big.
Wait, you did this?
He was like this.
Alpaca that tiny would be the most fucking adorable thing ever.
He was like this big, but we can't, like, you say cush cush and they'd sit. He also thought he was a horse. Because we took him, once he grew big enough.
The story.
Did you read his diary?
No, because of how he would like try to walk.
I'm a horse.
And this is back when I was
a canter.
This is back when I played outside, and he would charge at you. He'd run at you and pull up his legs, and that's how they play. They punch you in the face. So we eventually were like, well, we can't play with you. You're too big. So we put him in the pasture, and there was a bunch of horses.
Horse.
And so my mom would call the horses, and they'd come up, and he'd run up and try to like buck and like kick out behind him. We're like, you can't do that.
I'm learning so much on this episode.
Yeah, this is like the plot for the shittiest Disney movie of all time.
Or the best.
Speaking of dreams, everything going on has me like in a super fucked up state of mind. I had a nightmare last night that I went to the grocery store and I started walking in without a mask on. It's like, how is it that that's what I'm dreaming about now? Like I'm having a stress dream about not wearing a fucking mask going to get groceries.
I know, it's crazy. So my dreams lately have been almost exclusively stress dreams. Like I don't have any real regular dreams anymore. Either it's like just a blackness and then I wake up, or it's stress dreams, which have been alternating between like dreams like that where it's like I'm navigating a big crowd trying to hold my breath. It's psychotic. Just nightmare shit. And then I had one the other night, not last night, but the night before, where I was in a grocery store, public place. There was no one in there except it was crawling with snakes. So I was dodging snakes. Horrible stuff. I just had like a
dream about blackness.
I just like I don't remember any of the dreams. It's like I just go to sleep and then 8 hours pass and I just like wake up. There's no.
You're not dreaming about like a void of nothing.
Yeah, I'm not in the sunken place. Like I'm not just in this like.
I like the idea of you showing up to your own dream, but nothing else did, and you're like, well, come on, this is crap.
Yeah, you're like, guys, we were scheduled for 1 a.m. Where is everyone?
You're waiting for the textures to load in the video game, and like they just never load. It's just like in blackness.
I just like walk up to this black void. There's like a tiny note on the ground, just IOU one dream. God damn it.
I had one the other day that I was in a car in traffic, but I wasn't in the car. Like I was on the hood and I was driving from the hood, and the traffic was so bad, no one was moving, that there were vendors going down car to car. But what they were selling was nail trimmings. They had nail clippers and they would clip your nails for you. So I was like, oh yeah, my nails are a little long, so I let them clip my nails, but they only clipped like 3 of them and all the other ones were really long.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Then they told me that it cost $15. I was like, $15. You didn't even do a good job. And then I woke up and I was like, what the hell was that dream?
That's a real clip and switch.
I discovered a new kind of genital pain that I'm surprised it took me 43 years to get to. And now that I'm there, I will endeavor to never experience it again for as long as I live. But the other night I was cutting jalapenos.
Oh my God. Oh, no.
And I have rubbed my eyes. I have gotten jalapeno in my inside your nose is really bad.
Yeah.
I've got it on my mouth. I've gotten jalapeno juice everywhere.
Well, in the mouth, not so bad.
I have never cut jalapenos and then immediately went and peed. But I did the other night. And it hit me in waves because I panicked so bad that I started to try to clean my genitals, my penis and my balls, as it were. I discovered a second wave because I hadn't properly cleaned my hand. So I just reapplied jalapeno juice. So I was Googling like a motherfucker because it was too much to take. Like, I got to cut my dick off because I can't take this pain. Like, everything I read is that the best thing you can do for a jalapeno inflamed penis and balls is to dip them in milk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I spent 20 minutes Saturday night with my dick and my balls submerged in a glass of milk in my bathroom, going, please work, please work, please work, please work. Worst pain I have maybe ever felt in my entire life.
How thick was the glass?
It was a big gulp.
Was it whole milk or 2% or what?
It was 2 million. What kind of milk did we buy?
Did you put the milk?
2%? I think it was 2%.
What did you do with the milk?
Yeah, what cereal did you have afterwards?
Millie had Fruit Loops, but I don't think it was.
Something's weird about this milk. It's spicy, but also.
Well, you're supposed to have warm milk before bed.
My brain had no spare bandwidth to think of anything other than the pain in front of me. I won't tell you which glass, but if you come over to my house, one of the glasses has had my dick in it for a while.
I feel like some people at this company would be able to guess, just based off your interactions with them.
So you talk about like you like being the regular and they know how to make a cappuccino just how you like. I kind of have the flip of that. Where there's
you want anonymity everywhere you go?
Right. There's a coffee shop I like to go to fairly regularly. I don't go there every day, but I go there fairly regularly and regularly. And they know
efficacy
what I normally like to drink. The problem is I can now no longer order anything else. Because when they see me walk in, they start making that drink.
Oh, and you have to accept it.
Right, and sometimes there's a line, so I can't get to the counter right away. So the alternative would be to walk in and go, no.
Just run in, scream your new order.
Right.
What is the order? What do you get?
So normally I get a double Americano.
Okay.
But about a year and a half ago, they changed the sizing, so the double Americano became smaller. They put less hot water in it.
Okay.
But I liked it the old way with more hot water.
Oh, like through the ratio?
Right. So I get the double Americano, but in the taller cup. So it's like, it's not as bitter.
Yeah.
So see, it's already this whole deal. And as soon as I walk in, they start making
They
that.
start making your double shot. Oh, that's amazing.
That's so nice that they learned your your intricacy though.
That's way more complex than I thought it was gonna be.
It's this whole fucking thing. And now sometimes I'll intentionally not go there. Like if I want something else.
This is it, by the way.
What?
This is the most first world problem. That your usual fussy pre-made coffee is sometimes not what you want.
Right. So I have to go to like a different coffee shop if I want a different drink.
Do you think when they see you, they're like, "Oh, here's that fucker coming in again. Hey, prepare his
whatever, Your Majesty."
That's amazing.
I've been watching Food Wars, everyone.
Hell yeah!
Cole's really
Finally, I'm so excited.
A name
I haven't heard in a long time.
So fourth season is out now.
Yes.
On Crunchyroll, and the only way I got around to watching it was I just sat down. I'm sitting in someone's living room, and they just put it on. So the thing is, eventually it came to a point where they're like, "I'm just gonna put the first season." I was like, "Okay."
I won't stop you.
I won't stop you. They keep looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, keep going, keep going.
So people ask us, do you guys get this a lot where people ask you, how do you get people to watch an anime?
Yes.
Like, what anime do I present to people to watch? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, my brother growing up was like, oh, I hate anime. Like, I don't like chibi. I don't like that stuff. I'm a sports ball
fun.
boy. Yeah. He likes it now.
Good.
How we got to that point was
Clicker training, like a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
You just go in a room and turn it on.
Yeah.
And then people walk by and they're like, what's this stupid thing? I'm going to sit down and watch it just to make fun of it. You're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Next
and then,
episode.
Exactly. And then
They're
they're like, there's isn't it's like, no, put the next one on.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid. You put the next one though. I like making fun of it.
So what you're saying is your brother's a tsundere.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Anyone who doesn't like anime is a tsundere.
Austin is the sugar daddy capital of North America.
Is that what it is?
Supposedly, there are 23 sugar daddies actively seeking sugar babies for every 1,000 adult males in Austin.
23 out of every 1,000?
Yeah.
How many sugar babies are there?
Well, this is the sugar daddy capital. Let's say it's the sugar baby capital.
Well, the baby's got to be where the daddies are, otherwise it doesn't make sense, right?
Well, I mean,
Can you be a daddy without?
There are
no
5 sugar
babies.
babies for every suger daddy in Austin.
Really? That's a good sugar daddy. to
Average
sugar baby
allowance
ratio.
offered in Austin, Texas, United States is $5,452.
I don't know.
No, that's a fine ratio.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, that's a sugar daddy's market.
So baby's got to get out of here. They got to find some greener markets for them.
If there's 5 sugar babies per sugar daddy, okay, this is a math problem. Okay, there are 20.
They leave on a train westbound at 3:50 p.m.
That's like an 11% ratio.
So at Rooster Teeth, how many babies we got?
11%.
Wow. Yeah. So at least what? How many people do we have working here now?
Somebody can be a sugar. We get Chris Damaris to be a sugar baby, and I'll be a sugar daddy.
What are we gonna learn from
that?
that?
Sounds more expensive for me. I'm not saying with each other.
You'd be
I'm saying we
Chris's
both
sugar daddy?
Go into the culture. I'd be Chris.
You have to
Damaris'
give him
sugar daddy.
$5,400.
I feel like I am I feel like I am Chris Damaris' sugar daddy. I just don't get that much sugar. That's my problem.
Because you're giving it.
And he's giving you nothing back.
Nothing.
Wow.
0 sugar from Chris at all.
Is he ever like, hey,
His
Bernie,
diet.
I've run out of my allowance this month, and I just really want to take a trip with the girls.
I'm gonna go talk to Damaris.
This is a closed book, open sugar relationship.
So do you have to go? Like, could they ask for a raise?
Yeah, like, I think I've been like really putting in my time here.
Yeah.
It's been a full year, and I just really want to. Maybe they discuss stock options.
Yeah. Or look, I've got letters out to other sugar daddies.
Yeah, I'm shopping sugar daddies right now. I'm gonna need some more of them dollars.
Dude, I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by that.
Like
I've always,
the only real sugar daddies are in Mexico, surely.
Go on.
Like the Mexican Coke has actual sugar, right?
What is he talking about?
Are you talking about cane sugar daddies?
Yeah.
A little different.
Cane sugar daddy is different. All right.
Yeah, we have corn syrup daddies. And,
High fructose daddies.
High fructose corn syrup daddies.
I watched porn during my bat mitzvah.
It's when her butt became a woman.
Nope.
I'm gonna see how low we can get.
Bat mitzvah is for women, bar mitzvah is for men.
Yes.
Is that real?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was
You
bot.
friggin' goys over here, my God.
I thought it was bot, and you were saying butt.
Butt.
Oh, I thought you said butt.
I heard butt.
Because
My
I was
apologies.
like, what do you celebrate with your butt?
It's my anus
Anal.
mitzvah.
Yeah, this mitzvah, we're getting anal.
That's not a word.
L'chaim.
Anal is a word.
Anal is definitely a word.
No.
Let me teach you sex.
No.
Close your eyes, imagine a big old chunk, and it dives into a butt.
Okay. Man, it was really great when we had monetization for a fleeting moment.
Oh yeah,
of
that's
this video.
right. This is my.
Oh my god, the bathroom is fucking freezing.
It's disgustingly cold.
That's good for a poo.
No,
No, it isn't.
I don't want to drop my pants.
Do you know how
Yeah, but you
cold
also don't want to take a sweaty dump.
Do you know how cold the seat gets?
It's pretty cold.
It's pretty
put a
cold.
little
That's
light-
why I'm a big proponent of a bathroom sweater.
For your legs?
Stop pushing bathroom sweater.
We talked about it on Inbox this week.
Are you talking about a bathroom sweater for the seat?
No, for just
wear.
a group sweater.
Chris proposed the idea of having a bathroom sweater that we hang up in the bathroom because it's so fucking cold in there. That's like a communal sweater that people could wear while they go to the bathroom.
I mean, I don't want to share clothes with anyone anyway, but especially ones that everyone shits in.
while you're taking it down.
It can be washed.
It can be, no one's gonna
Who's
wash,
gonna
the,
wash
the
it?
shit sweater. Who's gonna go and what? You gonna wash that now?
You go wash it once a week.
No one's gonna do that.
Why not? It
Where-
could easily be done.
Where?
There's a washing machine here.
It's not.
It
You
is
guys-
too.
It
It is
not.
too.
There is no washing machine there.
There is. If we get a bathroom sweater, I'll wash it.
We talked the other day about that Lamborghini dealership, and I mentioned that I saw a Lamborghini leave there that had a license plate that said 0 kids. On the subreddit, someone posted a photo of a Corvette with a license plate that also is 0 kids. And they said, this is the car Gus was talking about. And then someone replied like, no, he said it was a Lamborghini. The person who posted the photo of a Corvette says, Gus isn't always right about everything he says. How is it that you take the point that I'm wrong about what I saw when you're clearly wrong? There can be 2 license. The one I saw, 0 was spelled out. It wasn't the number 0 in kids, which is what you saw.
Also, isn't it state? It's like state by state.
It was
so
a
you can
Texas
have-
plate anyway. But I was like, how is it that this guy's like, well, Gus isn't always right? Like, we're the one that's wrong. What the fuck? I got I almost signed up for a Reddit account to argue with him.
Who was the guy on Reddit who called you out?
I don't remember. Fuckface22. I don't know.
Wow. You should have known
well,
better.
Gus isn't always right.
Shouldn't be reading
fucking
Fuckface
mad.
22's comments.
Yeah, it's weird when people just project like personal things from your life onto your character, like the online persona is. They were discussing times in videos where I'd been really mad, and they were like listing off all these times, and it's like they said like it's the absolute truth. It's like surely only I'm the one who knows if I was really mad. I'm like no, he was definitely mad on that one. He wasn't mad on that one. It's like I wasn't mad on any of them. I've never been mad in a video.
I have seen Gavin mad once, and he was fucking mad.
Was it when you kicked my dick into the trough?
That was it. When I kicked him into the urinal in Australia.
And even then, there was an element of that where I was being mad just so you could have the satisfaction of...
You were mad.
I mean, I was annoyed because I had to wash my cock in a public place.
Oh, they made an RTAA about it.
Gus, I want you to admit that you're wrong about the single stick of butter. Yes,
And let me tell you how the conversation went. The conversation started with, you can buy less than 4 sticks of butter. And that was my initial assertion. And then I went on to say you can buy 1 stick of butter, which both are true.
That's not true. Okay,
they
that's
are
not
both true.
You've had the internet now sending you single sticks of butter. They keep sending
They
you
send them
the
to
same
you,
thing.
too.
I know. What do they send us? The same garlic and herb spread every time, calling it a single stick of butter. I have yet to see anybody after all these months send a picture of a single stick of butter being sold in store.
I can send you a picture of 2 sticks of butter being sold.
That's...
And that was the initial point I made.
Trying to change the argument?
No, you've changed the argument. The initial point I made, you go back and listen to it. Peter Hayes, please cue it up for me, was that you can buy less than 4 sticks of butter.
No. Here's the actual argument.
No.
The argument was that I lived in a place for 2 months, and I had 3 sticks of butter left because I bought a pack
And
of
I
4.
said, why did you buy 4? You could buy less than 4.
You went like this. You went, boo! Like it was the dumbest thing
You just
anyone's
told
ever
him not to
done.
waste food earlier. You're the one throwing butter away.
Because I can't buy butter.
You
less
can
than
buy
4
less
sticks.
than 4 sticks of butter.
That's the thing. No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Go out and tell me. Show
I
me.
can go. We can go to the HEB right here and buy less than 4 sticks of butter.
Why do you want to buy it in stick form anyway? Just get a pot.
Get a tub.
Get a little tub of it.
No,
because it's Bernie. He's got to be difficult about it.
What's difficult about a stick of butter?
That you
What's
have to
difficult about a
unravel
tub?
it, and then you mush it all back up, and it's a gammy end, and the end goes dog shit. Well, just put a lid on it.
What's wrong with you people? Because that looks like margarine to me, and that's garbage.
Margarine is garbage.
Because it
but it's
looks
butter.
like margarine. You won't have butter in the tub form.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't eat chocolate, a stick of chocolate.
I would eat a tub of chocolate. No, I would just grab a tub of chocolate and start munching away.
Would
No.
you eat peanut butter in a stick? Or do you have to have it in a tub?
Crunchy? Or
Would you have it on the road? Would
No.
you have
Would
it with
you?
the toast?
Could you in a bus?
Would you? Would you have a stick of peanut butter?
You're damn right I would. Who cares?
So good.
Because
Who
it gets
cares
the
about
gammy end.
Who cares about the format, right? If it's tidier.
You do, apparently.
Well, yeah, because butter's weird. It goes with gammy at the end. But,
This is the most circular argument ever.
But
You're making
you
me
said-
argue
you're
your
making it
side.
circular.
But you said, he started off by saying, why are you getting stick form? Then he goes,
said
why
you
does
would do it
format
the other
matter?
way.
Get fucked, you
said
British
rank
cadet.
If
I'm
it
not going.
reminds you of margarine in a tub.
Done with
I'd
this.
say I would eat peanut butter on a stick. I don't care.
How about this? I'm right. How about that? That's it.
But you're not.
I'm right. You're on fire. Bang. Done. See? Now you don't get to argue anymore.
Should I tell this on the podcast? People already know so much about me. I don't give a fuck. I got a hemorrhoid last weekend.
Oh, welcome to the club. Congratulations.
Big moment in a young woman's life.
Have you guys had hemorrhoids before?
Explain to me what a
Twice.
hemorrhoid
No
is.
way.
Hemorrhoid
gross.
is basically on your anus.
Okay.
Creates like a little sac on your anus.
Okay.
Am I explaining that
Yeah,
right?
and so like imagine if you are wiping and you feel like a bump inside of your butthole.
I might get those then.
Does it hurt sometimes when you sit down? Like on your butthole?
Oh, hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you get hemorrhoids.
Okay.
Do you ever look? Do you ever look? I mean, that's an easy way to tell.
Not a while, because like I started getting really sad looking at my own butthole because I realized like the act of doing it, how ridiculous it was, but then also how ugly it was.
You got it.
Why were you looking at your butthole?
You got to look at your butthole.
Because what you explained, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel right, and I look at it, and it was just like the hairy eye of Sauron.
I feel. What planet have you been on? Like, what do you explain? This hemorrhoid? I feel like I have had this experience.
Well, the reason I haven't looked it up is because
it?
if
thought
I
it
ever
was
get
butt cancer?
those, I always
think
thought it
it's-
was anal fissures. So like I had these things called anal fissures when I was a kid because I'd just wipe my ass because I was slightly OCD, so I would like
just like wipe until it's clean. Well, long story short, I went to the doctor's office, and then this guy said, "Pull on your pants," and they said, "Don't be nervous. I see this. I see little boys do this a lot." Oh God, yeah. And then I got on the table. Gus, you're the doctor. And then he stuck a flaming hot rod in my ass, and then he seared it shut, and it smelled like bacon in the room.
Bacon?
I can just picture like a little tiny fisherman when you say anal fisher. That's all I can see is like.
Yeah, that's when you get a lot of blood in there.
Turn over. We gotta fish this beehole. Come on then.
Fish this beehole.
Channel names start with P that the internet would love. We'll start off with Fieri, Maryberry, Emerald, and Nigella.
Penis out pancakes.
Nope, we're gonna start the clock first.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
Penis out pancakes.
Penis out pancakes? No, no points. Mary.
Puttanesca on a shoestring. That's because they're all poor.
Yes, I like that. I'll give points. Emerald.
Pasta for pennies.
Are all millennials poor?
Similar sort of thing.
A lot of
Yeah,
them, John.
no.
Oh.
Nigella.
Peens and cake holes.
Yeah, that would go on the internet. L, good old guy.
Lasagna time.
Yes, I like that channel. Mary.
Lying food.
I'm so confused. No. Cole. Emerald.
Lots of avocado toast.
Avocado toast millennials. Points. Nigella.
Lizard's tongue is delicious.
I'm so confused at all of these.
I don't know what it was, but I like the way she said it.
Points. A. Fieri.
Are you cooking right? No.
All right. Yes, points. You had me. I wasn't there for the first half, but you caught me.
Love the two-finger clap.
She likes two fingers anyway, Hal.
How would you describe your brain in one word?
Horny.
I was gonna say.
Yep.
Yeah, something to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better.
Yeah.
One cell, though.
One
big cell.
Yeah, you know how like most brains have all the wrinkles? Yours just looks like a big fucking like everlasting gobstopper. just in
No
there.
seam.
Super smooth.
Yeah. Do you know that
Extremely
very
smooth.
Christian university in Texas?
Baylor?
The Texas Christian University.
Oh, yeah, that
TCU.
one?
Their mascot is the horny toad.
Oh, yeah.
What are they thinking? I'm mad at them.
Yeah?
Maybe it's a test for their students.
Are you turned on by this toad?
Well, I didn't mean it like that. But saying more like if you
The
make
one
jokes.
guy's like,
yeah!
I mean, no! I mean, if it was an anime, yes.
So my older brother just got married this weekend.
Yay, congratulations.
To his longtime girlfriend, Julia. But Trevor was spending a lot of time with my family over the weekend because I was doing bridesmaids things. And when the wedding was getting started, he was sitting with my grandmother, who I call my bubby. They were sitting together, and while they were waiting for the ceremony to start, she takes his arm and starts shaking it because she likes to shake things for emphasis. And she goes, "Let me frighten you. My husband, my late husband, he graduated in 1952." And like she said it as if she wanted to
Dracula?
scare him. She does kind of sound like Dracula when she's trying to scare someone.
Did it scare him?
He just started laughing.
Why would that be scary?
And then later on in the night, he's like, "I'm going to ask your bubby to dance." And I was like, okay, I don't know if she'd be down for
She's
that kind
single.
of thing. She's single now. And so she gets up and starts dancing with him, and she's having a great time. And then unbeknownst to me, during this time we are all dancing, she goes over to him and she goes, "I'm going to put you in my will." And I'm like, "I'm not even in your will, Bubby."
Because you don't dance with her.
And then she started calling Trevor her boyfriend all weekend. And she's like, "Don't look at other women.
Oh,
You're my boyfriend."
You gotta be careful.
Do you think they were ever alone together?
Probably.
You got to get in the will some way, right?
Would you be mad if they hooked up?
Kevin, yes.
Okay, would you be more mad if Trevor hooked up with her or if Gus did?
Gus, I have to tell you this. Because my bubby is somewhat aware of Rooster Teeth and the community and the different Rooster Teeth shows, knowing that Steven and Julia were getting married and they had met on Rooster Teeth and there was going to be Rooster Teeth people there, she kept asking where you were. She's like, "I want to meet Gus." She doesn't know anyone except you, Gus.
Well, she knows the best. I mean,
Yeah.
the most memorable.
So you might meet her if I ever get married.
It's a date, Bubby.
Who's our guest for this week?
Where is he? Is he around here somewhere? He's on the ground. Oh, pick him up, Chris. It's quite heavy. This is my family friend, Gambo. Welcome.
Hey guys, happy to be here. Yeah, real happy.
So, if the audio listeners, Gambo looks like a mushroom, sort of like a mushroom with eyes.
Gamble looks like whatever you want him to look like, Chris.
Okay, well,
He manifests the thing you want most in life.
You want mushrooms right now, Chris?
Not really. Just
You want Gambo.
I want Gambo.
Okay.
Don't try to hide it.
So Gambo, what do you do in hell?
I'm a data specialist here in hell.
A data specialist?
Data.
Data.
Sure.
So
Sorry, I'm from a different country.
what country are you from?
Canada.
Oh, Canada. Is it like just Canada or hell?
Hell's version of Canada.
So what kind of numbers are you crunching?
Gambo has all the numbers, so he's got papers and information on literally everything. Like
Gambo actually doesn't keep papers. Gambo has the best memory of any living being in the world.
No.
How much hair did I grow?
About 67,000 feet.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, most of which were south of the border, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Gross.
All right, Gambo. So what else do you do in hell?
That's about it. I just kind of patrol the streets, make sure everyone's in line.
In line? In line for what?
What happens if you catch a perp, Gambo? If you see something going wrong?
Gambo likes to just lick them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gambo's tongue is made out of fire, so it's not a fun punishment for everyone. So they gotta stay in line. It was really funny the other day. I was excited to be on this podcast because I was going to tell you guys a story. I saw this guy the other day. He got out of line, and I looked him in the butt, and he didn't enjoy it. And then he ran the other way faster than ever I've ever seen someone run before my whole life.
Wow.
Is that it?
Yeah, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Well, when we think back to where the podcast failed, I think we can look at this episode right here.